here at live because we're live.
Test, test,
You can even watch the levels on here to see it.
test, 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 test,
So she said it right there.
test,
Test, test, test, test.
test, testing, test.
Test, test one, test two. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Yes, you're good. Good afternoon, everyone. How are you? We are the ladies of the Thread Radio Show. I am one of your hosts, Lady Darkberry. To my left, we have Miss Abibi. Say hey,
Like you forgot the rest of it.
I did.
I just forgot the whole rest of the name. Like so, I haven't been here.
Say your whole name, because I forgot. I'm sorry.
It's Harmony Abibi
Yeah.
Ikendeo, aka the Prophet, and yes, it's like a pimp named Slickback. You have to say the whole word.
All right, thank you, because I surely forgot, because I haven't seen you in forever. And to my right, we have, introduce yourself, girl.
Oh, well, mine is short. It's just Kiva.
Kiva. Okay, sorry about that, guys. It's been so long since I've
It's
seen
been 2 weeks.
y'all. Yeah.
It's been
no,
2
I've
weeks.
seen you. It has been longer than 2 weeks since I've seen you.
Yeah, because you were gone the week before.
Yeah, I was
So-
doing a lot. So,
So it's
nice
been
to
about-
see you.
It's nice to see you, sis,
yeah,
too.
you too, Kiva. You feeling better?
I am feeling a lot better, although today at breakfast, a gentleman at the table next to me turned around and said, "Here's a napkin," because I was coughing so much. He was like, "You need some more." Because I was coughing, he wanted me to cover and turn all the way away from him. And I was using like my little kerchief, but I guess that wasn't enough. He handed me, he's like, "Here's some large napkins."
Oh,
Handed
my.
them to me. It was cute.
Okay.
I guess.
Well, we didn't want you spreading.
Yeah, I guess he thinks I'm contagious, but I'm not contagious, so don't worry.
Well,
Okay, well, good.
stuff over there on the side of the table.
I don't know what it was. It was just allergies, and then it ballooned into cold, and then it ballooned into a bunch of appointments, and then I'm fine now, but I still had that cough. It's not going away. I don't know what it is.
Sometimes that cough lingers for a long time.
Yeah, I need it to go away
So-
because
Yeah, but anyway, it might
they're
linger.
treating me like I have something special going on at the office.
Oh, like bubonic plague
Yeah,
or
like people
something?
from across the building are like,
Bringing
"You
sanitizer."
feeling better?"
She's got the plague, y'all. No, just kidding.
Looking at me like I'm pitiful.
Okay. Well, we're glad to see you.
I'm glad
I've
to
missed
be
you
back.
all.
I missed y'all.
I was telling the guys, one day all 5 of us will be here together.
Eventually.
One
One
day. But anywho, we have an interesting topic for you guys today. So the title of our show today is To Puff or To Pass? That is the question.
That's the question.
So before we get into our probably quite controversial topic, want to just find out what's going on with each other. I know, Kiba, you've been sick, so I'm sure not a whole lot's been happening in your life.
I don't know. She's shining.
I went to, well, it was going to be my Come Get Your Cousins, but are we doing weekend recaps right now?
Yeah, just do.
And does it have anything to do with this glow?
Yeah. So
That's
Oh,
what I
are
wanna
you
know.
kidding me? No.
Sis, I got my shades on and you still glowing.
She's shiny.
Don't being messy.
Okay.
It's last night, my friend's relatives were in town, and her aunt likes to have a good time. She likes a little Johnny Taylor. So we went
like
to
old school.
Yeah,
Johnny
like
Taylor
old
Blue?
school.
Like Crown Royal and you know.
Yeah, that's what I think.
yeah.
The brown liquors.
Yes,
When you had to say
so
Johnny Taylor.
we went to RL's Blues Palace. It's sunny
Okay.
south side of Dallas, and that's a BYOB and a BYOF too. Bring your own food.
Oh, okay. Because I'm like, what's a BYOF? What?
They had the whole setup going. They had their Crown Royal bags, and I joined in on the fun.
Like really? Seriously?
like legit.
Like the purple
the
velvet.
purple
purple
velvet one?
and the brown velvet for the vanilla.
Oh, they have a brown velvet?
They have the brown bags
Oh,
for
I
the
didn't
vanilla,
know.
and then they have the green for the apple.
Girl, tell
I'm a
me
traditionalist. I like the
You like the
regular
purple
crown.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't drink alcohol, so I don't really know what's happening in the world. But
So RL's
We had
Blues
to
Palace,
catch you
have y'all
up,
heard
sis.
of it?
But if you told me, I would have went.
Oh, well, I mean, my eyes, like, the Prince of Southside was there. He's a Prince impersonator.
oh, okay.
And when he came in, it was like he was a celebrity. He had his all white on. His hair was laid.
Okay.
He's tall. He's slim. He kind of looks like Prince, actually. And so he was taking pictures with his fans. Then he got on the stage and did a Maxwell song. He did a Morris Day in the Time song. And he did a Prince song. He closed it out with Purple Rain for the Peoples.
Okay.
And then they had what's called the Hen Call.
Oh, I've heard of the
You
hen
heard
call.
of the hen
I have. Sweet Jesus. I have heard
Tell
of the
me
hen
more.
call.
The Hen Call is where the Mr. RL himself of RL's Blues Palace gets
All
up
I
there.
can say is, okay.
Sings his down home blues, and then he goes, "I need some hens." And so
Would that be the ladies our age?
and you know
And
and heavy set.
Heavy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, nice voluptuous women. And they get up there and they play the little blues joint and they put a little beat on it and they get up there and pop and twerk it. And
Yeah.
it's amazing. Then he's like, "I need a rooster." And the rooster came up there.
And who was the rooster? Well, we
Some-
said the same thing, girl. Who
The
was
rooster is the gentleman.
I know, but who in the audience, or was it him, the Prince
No,
impersonator?
it was some gentleman who came out of the audience, and it was a sight. And
Did he have on a pimp suit?
No, he had on an almost regular outfit.
White shoes.
No,
Stacey Adams
there
socks.
were white shoes. There were lots of white shoes, lots of metal teeth, lots of blingy jewelry on men and women.
Okay.
It's just a wonderful place to see lots of things you wouldn't normally see just walking. Well, yes, you would at some streets, but it's fun. Everybody's chilling. You can wear whatever you want. I wore literally a sundress and some flip flops and went on in.
Okay.
Walked right on in.
I hadn't heard about the hen thing in a while. I dated a guy once who told me about it. That's how I knew about it.
Yeah, there's
So I
video
never-
on the RL's Blues
need
I
Palace.
have to do
You
it
need
in
to
person. So
Google.
the next time you go, you have to let me know.
Next time,
okay.
girl.
It's gotta be a next time. It's gotta
My
be
friend
next
was
time.
like, "You should have your birthday party here." I was like, "Are you kidding me?"
It'll
No.
probably be free.
Oh my God.
Can you imagine?
I can't.
Lots
I
of freeze
can't.
hairstyles.
I might not would come, but I would just wish you well.
Right? Because it's a
Did
fire
you say
hazard.
Freeze hairstyle?
Yeah, lots of freeze. One lady. Is that mine or yours?
I think that's your phone.
I don't
that's-
know how.
that's
It's not
yours,
even
sis.
on.
That's your
Anyway.
We have malfunctions at the phone.
One lady, we were like, "Oh, okay." She had her hair frozen, but the edges were wrapped, so it'd be laid when she left. So she was dancing. She wasn't sweating out her edges.
So
For
she-
Sunday morning, I'm thinking.
Oh, geez.
So still be laid when she woke up the next day. So she had the wrap around the edges, but she had that stack style at the top. So it was laid, but she made sure that she wouldn't sweat out her hairstyle while she was dancing, so she'd be ready Sunday morning. You got a lot of that. A lot of
Did you
deacons
see
and
my face?
deaconesses at the RS Blues Palace, I'm assuming.
Really?
Mm-hmm. All kinds, takes all kinds to make the church go round.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, I'm just speechless on that. So I think we'll move on to Bibi. What you got going on? What you had going on?
Oh my
Bibi?
God! Since I've been off for a couple of weeks, it's been pretty crazy. The first week I was out, I got the chance to go hear Dorinda, pastor, evangelist. She said the more titles you have, the more the Kojic Church pays you. So it's like pastor, evangelist, doctor, apostle.
Help me.
Dorinda
Bishop.
Clarko,
Oh,
bishop.
help me. I can't.
Oh
Too
my
much.
God, I love her.
Okay. Is she a good speaker?
She is a very good speaker, a very real speaker.
Okay.
So she the kind of speaker that she speaks the truth. She speaks her truth, and she gonna speak it until her weave mess up, until her eyelashes kind of on this one side, on the right side.
she's
And she
full-blown
one of
Kojic.
those. She for real with it.
Okay.
And so I really enjoyed that because that was one of the first women who I looked up to that made me want to preach.
Okay.
And so that was a joy. I got a chance to actually meet her. Somebody invited me, VIP. And I was like, yeah, I'll
You
go.
get VIP at the church?
Well, yeah, because if you're on program and then you are a part of clergy or ministry, then you have to sit up close and stuff.
Oh, that's the VIP. Just sit close to the front.
Well, yeah, because you're in leadership, so you sit close.
Oh, okay.
And so after service or whatever, she's in the back because they have to kind of recoup themselves, and they don't
She has to fix her
necessarily
lashes and
fix
her
her
hair.
lash, because I mean she preached her lash off. This one was just like hanging, and I was like, you better preach, and she was hooping, and that
Oh
was,
my God.
look, I'm trying.
I don't know
flying her
which
hair
one
everywhere.
is worse, this one or not this one.
You know, RL's Blues Palace ain't that much different from the Kojic Church. I'm
It's
just
really
saying.
not, because it's the same people.
Okay.
Same.
I'm just so out of the loop, I swear I don't even.
It's the same
Yeah,
kind of
it's just-
outfits.
and that too.
Okay.
So
So
that
you
was-
literally meant it would be the same people that church house.
I'm
on
not saying
Sunday
literally the same people, but it's the same kind of like culture of, you know.
Some of them are the same people.
Oh,
Okay.
I mean,
I'm
you're
trying
trying to
to
be
be
real
PC.
nice. No, it's some of them the same,
Same
people.
people?
Yeah.
I don't get that, but anywho,
Yeah.
that's just me.
So that was that weekend. The
Okay.
next weekend, the next weekend I was out doing my licensing to sell life insurance. So I
Okay.
did that, and I was one of the. I went to Michael Gunn's show.
Okay.
Oh my God! So I walked in and he was like, "You want to pray?" Well, I guess so. So I went on stage and prayed my little heart out with my shades on. Wore them people out.
Okay. And Michael Gunn is who again? Remind me.
He's one of the poetic entertainers
That's right,
here
the
in
poet.
Dallas.
That's
So he
right.
has a lot
That's
of
right.
events. Actually, when we get ready to talk about community events, he has like so many events that I can't name them all. We'll just have to go to his Facebook page.
Okay.
But he is really doing some big things over in Fort Worth and in the Dallas area around
Okay.
like spoken art,
Cool.
spoken word, live music, that
Yeah.
kind of stuff. So
Well, my weekend wasn't that exciting. Still trying to get my house together. That's
oh,
all.
how's that going?
Oh, it's
I was like,
come
it
a
should be
long,
done.
long way. I only have one thing left. The second bathroom
Okay.
now is being done, and then after that, we'll
Really?
be good to go. But it's been, it's coming along.
so
So I spend all my time doing that.
the Bible says you have not because you ask not. And I just want to know when the place is finished, she wanted me to ask you, are you going to cook gumbo again? And invite us over. Not are you going to cook it again? Because we know you're going to cook it again, but invite us over.
Sure. I'll invite y'all over.
She said,
Oh, okay.
Yes,
Because
yes.
I didn't hear myself asking the shit out of that.
Yeah. So yes, I will invite you guys over among a whole list of people that we're gonna invite over. But
Great.
once it's all together, so with all the decor and everything, that yes. We
okay,
go.
well, I feel like we can move on a little bit further.
Okay then. Well, we can talk about community events since you brought that up.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So on the page every week on Saturdays, you can find the community events that's going on. We post those. So if you guys are still interested in us posting your events for free, please drop us a JPEG to our inbox. And one of us will have to send you a friend request because we can't tag you if we're not friends with you. But just check the page for community events. And then on Mondays, we do Black-owned businesses where we push the JPEGs for Black-owned businesses. There are a lot of events going on in the community. I know I'm a judge at one of the open mic contests that's coming out. I'm not even sure if I was supposed to say that. So that's one thing that's coming up. We
Okay.
have a teacher's appreciation that we were invited to.
Right.
Was
Is that
it
still on the 18th, 19th?
18th or 19th? I'm waiting on the flyer still.
Okay.
Then
And that's when you need the T-shirts for that.
yeah.
Okay.
And then Saturday, Sis was Lady Coco was just at Stefan's cancer awareness event.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Right.
So we're gonna be busy.
Okay, well, good. So you guys can find all of this information on our Facebook page, The Thread Radio Show. Please go to our page, check it out, and like us if you have not liked us on Facebook.
We got our first religious institution that submitted a JPEG.
Okay, so we're gonna start advertising religious institutions.
Well,
Or
so
what are we
so the thing that went out was if you have a business, 501c3, fraternity, sorority, and I was being smart. I said religious organizations, lodges, temples, builders, bar mitzvahs,
Yeah, I think I remember.
whatever.
all
I
that.
mean,
Yeah, why
we love
not?
everybody.
Yeah.
And so we
wanna
have
advertise.
the first church submission. So we want to send a shout out to Apostle Johannesson Pack over at Bridge Builders International Church.
Oh, yeah.
All
Bridge
right.
builders.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's a lot of good stuff for the community and what we have going on. So again, remember, go to the Thread Radio Show Facebook page, like us, and check out everything that's going on. So,
Yes.
all righty, on to the...
Wait. Did everybody vote?
Oh, because you know I was about to break out with the with the political.
let's just
I
go
was
into
gonna
the
go
segment.
first because I just again I say this every time we're on the show. People need to vote. Hopefully, everyone voted in this last election because it should have been your local. For us in my county, it was the mayor, not the mayor. I'm sorry, some city councilman. Oh, it was the mayor. Yeah, he ran on a post.
In the ISD.
And then some what are those things
School
called
board.
again? Those propositions.
Oh,
Was
okay.
that we had one of those in Collin County? What they have in Dallas County?
In my district, it was city council and school board.
Okay. So we're hoping you guys got out there and voted, because again, your local elections is what is most important. While the national elections are important, your local elections will impact your life on a daily basis. So I'm sure by now everybody knows that nationally we have had the House of Representatives vote with the new, or pass rather, the new health care bill, and to replace the current Affordable Care Act, or better known as Obamacare. And now it has got to go to the Senate, and we will see what happens there. But people have to know, if this bill goes to the Senate and they approve it in any of the forms that they want to push forward, and Trump signs it, those of you who have gotten health care through the exchanges, through the Affordable Care Act, things will change for you. And even those who have employer insurance, some things will change as it relates to pre-existing conditions. And females, just so you'll know, just being a female is a pre-existing condition.
So literally.
So you guys definitely need to vote, and to get these people out of Congress in 2 years in 2018, but for sure vote in your local elections. So that's my political rant for the day. I can't say any more because I would really go off on a tangent, and we don't have time for that.
I'm waiting for you to stop talking so I can ask a question. It's probably gonna piss you
sorry.
off. I was waiting patiently because you
Okay.
look like you're getting riled up, and I'm like, ooh.
Sorry, I didn't mean to get riled up.
My question is for the people who think that they can go by and this not affect them, because you voted this person into office thinking that what he is doing is not going to affect you, but you're a woman too. You just happen to be that color instead of that color, but you're still a woman. And so when you go and then you have these pre-existing conditions, then you will want to put them out, and then you will have an issue, because remember, they fight for them. They fight for their issues. And so is that what it's going to take for them to be affected before they find out that he's infected? That was a word right
That's
there.
always
I
the
got
way
it.
it's
I got
been,
you.
though.
That- that's
I got
a-
you on
that
that.
was a
That was
word
pretty
right there.
good. The answer is yes.
Yeah.
Because people don't take things serious until it actually affects them. We have come to the point in this society where we don't care about other people. If it doesn't affect me personally, then I don't really care about it.
Right.
So unfortunately, that's what it's going to take for them to see that it's going to affect them. Because I don't think the men in their lives, too many of them are going to care, because
Right.
it works for them, because they don't care. But yeah, that's the bottom line. Yeah. So we'll see how it all comes out in the wash.
I think when you live in kind of a bubble where you're protected from certain things and it doesn't impact you, your vision is a little skewed, and you have kind of a tunnel vision. You don't really have an understanding, or you can't even comprehend the issues other people might face, which is how you get all of these pre-existing conditions that mostly impact women, because the people that voted on it were all
Men.
middle-aged white men.
Right.
They didn't touch.
I was gonna say it. You're saying it. They didn't touch anything as
Right.
related to their
Genitals.
male functions, as in prostate issues, as in ED, erectile dysfunction.
nobody
For
want
those
they
who doesn't
raggedy,
know
wrinkly-
what that means, they didn't touch any of that. And then Congress had the nerve and audacity, the House of Representatives, to exempt themselves from this bill. Yes.
Yeah.
So when you exempt yourself, you're pretty much saying,
Yeah.
we know this is boo-boo.
Correct.
And we're gonna give it to you, but we're gonna take ourselves out of the picture.
Correct. And then they went into the Rose Garden and had beer and celebrated
And
with
patted
Trump
themselves
and
on the
patted
back.
themselves on the back.
Like I said, you live in
So-
a bubble. That's why Trump is he's an idiot. And he's an idiot because he's lived in this privileged trust fund bubble his entire life. He's an idiot. He can't relate to anybody. He makes dumbass decisions based on his limited worldview. You could travel the world and still be ignorant as I almost
Yeah.
said the
Yeah,
F
we
word.
won't.
Whoa,
Yeah, we don't
Shundo.
wanna use the F word.
Hold on.
We wanna.
Hold alone.
I'm really upset about it, because when I went through the list, I was like, damn, I'm on this list. Like, I'm on this list 2, 3, 4 times.
I'm on the list too. I mean, look, everybody. Pretty much,
Everybody.
it'll be 95% of us on the list.
Well, and then from my understanding, he has spent more in travel in these first 100 days
Yeah, a little over
than the
100
last 2-term presidents have spent their
Really?
whole tenure.
Yeah, but we had a problem with the former president when he went on vacation in Hawaii. Just because it was Hawaii, everybody flipped their wig, knowing that the man is from Hawaii. So where else would he go on vacation to visit his family? But we're not flipping our wig over homeboy going golfing and going to all of his properties.
And making money off of our government.
These people are grifters and carpetbaggers. They are playing the American people. And at some point, someone has to see. I can tell you for sure, the House of Representatives and the Senators know that he is an idiot. They know he's playing the people, but they don't care. And the reason they don't care is because he's their useful idiot. He can get things done that they've been wanting to get done. And once they're done with him,
then
they will try to impeach him.
And then once they impeach him, he's fine because he's made his money off of having the government at his properties every weekend. We're paying for people to stay at his properties. He's holding business meetings, having world leaders at Mar-a-Lago every weekend. So he's making money. He doesn't care.
Yeah,
he doesn't care that he's basically draining our pockets. Yeah. But he wants to talk about tax cuts to his friends.
Yeah, they're great. And then this is my last thing, and then we're gonna move on. My thing that really got my goat was people all in uproar about the former president making $400,000 from a speech.
Okay.
My thing is make whatever you want to make from a speech. You're a private citizen, and you can speak to whomever you want to speak to. Anybody that has a problem with it needs to have a problem with all the former presidents making money to speak.
Right.
And they forgot to leave out the fact that he did donate some of the money to a worthy cause for some kids or something in Chicago. But the thing that really sent me over the edge was a House member, Jason Chavez, who doesn't even have the guts to continue to run again because he's scared of his constituents. Jason Chavez wants to looking to taking away his pension because he got $400,000.
Doesn't he have some alleged Russian ties? He should shut up.
I think he should.
Well,
I can't even speak. Keep it
don't
quiet.
The president have some Russian ties too?
But we can go on and on about this. So we're gonna move on. I got off on a tangent. I apologize to the audience, but do we have a Get Your Cousin? Something that's gonna make us
RL's Blues.
RL's Blues. What's your Get Your Cousin? All right, girl.
Lots of
that was
stuff
good.
to see. You know.
Okay.
I think I posted a live video of Prince for a second on my page.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna have to check out your page.
Yeah.
Anything from you, Harmony?
Well, I haven't done the law of snatch in a couple of weeks. I mean, I can always think of things about the snatch. I mean, it's ever
How
present.
they trying to snatch our snatch with this new healthcare.
Yeah.
She is ever present in my life. I thank God for her daily. And considering all these changes with healthcare, we better learn how to take care of her probably naturally. So this would be the time that we want to start looking at natural remedies. And
Here we go.
And,
Are we
and-
segueing?
Yeah, we segued
and healthy healthy things to do for our snatch.
So do you think our audience all know what the snatch is? Or we need to refresh them?
It's been a minute.
It's been a minute.
You might need to tell
so since this show is directed, for the most part, our target audience is Black women, but we should have men listeners who their target audience is Black women. So I would think they would want to know about the snatch as well. So we have many names for our snatch. We have Pocketbook, we have JJ, we have Womb Wellness.
Vagine is what
Vagine.
We got all kind of.
We have all kind of names throughout the ages. But for the most part, the most important thing, it is the entryway into this realm. Mm-hmm. It is the entryway by which one comes, and it is that was good.
We got that.
And it is the entryway in which one comes out into this realm. Okay. So it is very important that we take care of that gateway. And not only that we take care of that gateway physically, but we also take care of that gateway spiritually. Mm-hmm, and so that's what the segment of the Law of Snatch is about. I think right now, just because of all of the things that are going on with women, because they hate us, they have for a long time. If you look at our cultural structures that are indigenous, before there was European invasion, every culture had a different aspect in a relationship with women. Mm-hmm. And then some kind of way, which we know what kind of way it was through invasion. Right. Once those two societies collided, then the viewpoint toward women changed. Mm-hmm. And so that has been proven through every indigenous culture. Yeah. And so at one point we were esteemed, we were reverenced. And so but they aren't going to do it if we don't do it. Mm-hmm. Right. And so that's my segment for this week. Take care of yourself. Take care of her. Be good to her so she can be good to you. I promise she'll be good to you.
Yep. Well, we appreciate you letting the audience know about their snatch. And
Yes.
so I guess we can move on to our controversial subject. I don't know if I was trying to drag on and not get there or not. But anyway, we're going to get there because I'm not quite sure how this is going to play out, but we'll see. So the title of our show today is To Puff or To Pass? That is the question. And so Miss Abibi came up with the subject, and so I guess I'm gonna.
I suggested. I mean,
you
I didn't
she
say we had to
suggested
do it.
So let's kind of get into it, and I'm gonna kind of look to you for guidance here,
Yes, since you're the expert.
since you
Yeah, I'm a
came up
pastor.
with the subject.
My apostle, I'm not the expert.
Okay,
Apostle.
so we're going to talk about drugs in general, I guess, in the legal system. So you kind of was mentioning to us that there was some things going on in Dallas as it related
Right.
to. So kind of expound on that for a bit.
So some people say I'm nosy. I call it being inquisitive. And so I have a lot of things that I look into and read about. So it came up on my news feed that they were having marijuana rallies this weekend.
In Dallas?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
In Dallas.
For legalization of marijuana?
Legalization of marijuana.
Okay.
And so I was like, well, that would be a good topic. And it had come up between me and some of my my minister friends, because the church has when I say the church, I mean not every church person, but just the church in general has a viewpoint on marijuana as well.
Okay.
And so I was like, okay, well, maybe that'd be a good topic, because you have the legalization of marijuana versus the spiritual aspects of marijuana. And then you have whole subcultures who, there is a church that's on the East Coast that's pro cannabis. Like they smoke blunts in church.
I bet they
Oh,
don't shout.
okay.
I bet that's real
No, they
laid
be
back
like,
in there. And nobody
Oh,
shuffling.
my
or
God.
nothing.
No, I mean, but you can actually find it on YouTube or find it on Google. There are
Okay.
cannabis churches that have church surrounded around cannabis.
That doesn't surprise me.
And so then we have our religions that
You mean in the U.S.?
well, I'm talking about black folk,
Oh, okay. We're talking specifically black people right now. Okay.
where we smoke. So you have two very different views biblically, and I can pull out verses in the Bible that show both ways where you can go pro or con.
Okay.
And so just talking about that and how it affects the legal system, when I say they, let me just explain who they are. There are people that are gearing to take the stock market by storm
As it relates to
relates to cannabis products.
Okay.
So they're investing and they're buying stock in surrounding the legalization of cannabis.
Okay.
Because once you legalize it, then you can tax it. And
Of
once you
course.
tax
Just
it,
like what happened with alcohol and the whole prohibition,
Correct.
and then it was over, and then
Correct.
yeah.
So if I can keep your people to keep thinking it's bad and you won't go to hell, because if you say the name of it, and then all of my people are investing in it, we making millions because y'all still gonna take it behind closed doors.
Okay.
So it's a lot to talk about.
Okay, so we're gonna talk about the legalization first. So what are y'all's views on the legalization of marijuana?
Well, the Dallas County's already moving towards, kind of not being as strict regarding even possessing marijuana. Now they have the cite and release policy that the city council voted on, where if you have 4 ounces, I think it's either less than 4 ounces or 4 ounces or less of marijuana, if you don't have any other criminal information in the system or history, they'll give you a ticket and you can go on. They won't arrest you.
Oh, okay.
And that, I believe, that takes effect October 1st.
Okay.
So, I mean,
I
to
doubt
me,
Collin County has that.
but it seems like there's kind of as California, I think people are seeing that there's money to be made in the
Yes.
legalization
That's
of it,
everything
which
with
is-
our society.
it's
If they can find money in a situation, I'm surprised it took this long
Right.
before they realized they could make money off the thing. I'm not advocating yay or nay. I'm just saying.
Well, it's
just
not-
capitalism.
It's certain people making money.
Well, that's
Not
everything.
necessarily
That's everything.
Pookie and Ray Ray
That's-
making money.
That's everything.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
everything. Pookie and Ray Ray wasn't making money off anything that they were selling, not any real money. We had everybody. They don't have boats. They don't have planes. They
Yeah.
don't.
Right.
So that's always been. So
So let's even back up a step further, because a lot of people consider cannabis to be natural versus a drug like cocaine or meth. right?
Yeah.
Because there's a difference between smoking something natural and then smoking something else. Now I do think they have gone a tad bit too far, because you got stuff that, you know,
What you mean in terms
until,
of marijuana?
Yeah, up in terms of different strands of marijuana, because it's
okay.
starting to become where they're making it more synthetic as well.
Oh, okay.
Now, before this even came up, back in the day, they used to use cannabis oil and cannabis for all kind of healing. Just, you
Right.
know,
They did.
they did. So, I mean, it's not something like it's new. They just, I guess, couldn't figure out how to tax it, and then they started putting us in jail for, you know,
Right.
the war on drugs. And so
Yeah.
we were making them more money by locking us up,
Of course.
being in prison.
Because you free labor, that's your slaves.
Correct.
Free labor. And then, you know, you're
Correct.
getting money from the government to house the slaves, and they just
Right.
working for free.
So, my personal opinion, I would rather someone smoke natural cannabis, which means the seeded with seeds. And a lot of people think that's junk now. But if you look at the Bible, and if you pull out scripture, if you want to go that route, it's seeded. It's not all strands that are supposed to be good for
Do
you.
they make things with the seeds? I've wondered that. What do you do with the seeds?
Well, you can press it, or you can just regrow.
I know nothing about these things.
Yeah, you can just press it or regrow.
I don't really know anything about it.
I
either.
can't
Yeah.
smoke. I have asthma, so I don't touch it.
Oh, okay.
I'll talk to you offline, because my pastor might be watching. So, so I'm not going to say too much. So, I do believe there's a difference. I would rather someone do something natural versus taking Prozac. There's a whole list of drugs that we take. Antidepressants, uppers. Then you take downers to counter the uppers.
Right.
Meth.
It's
Those
good for people with MS, things like that.
Right. So to me, that's a different type of drug versus just a natural herb. Right.
Well, my personal opinion on it is I don't know enough about, like you're talking about natural versus non. I just think about children. I think that if children, that's any drug, and prescription drugs or whatever, I'm not that for people using things at a young age that are either stimulants or non-stimulants, because I don't think their brain has formed enough in order for them to be able to handle whatever the effects are. So that's my opinion. I don't personally like things that make me feel out of control of my situation, and I'll just go on and put that out there for people who don't know me before this life. When I was a kid, marijuana was the thing, and I have smoked marijuana in my life, but it made me feel a particular way, and I just didn't think it was the right thing for me. I don't really think it's the thing that people need to do, but I'm not the one that has to make the decision about what people do in their lives.
Right.
But for sure, I don't think children. So if they're gonna legalize it, and I believe that at some point it all will be legalized once they figure out how they're gonna make money off this. Children for sure need not be doing it. Just like cigarettes, children shouldn't smoke cigarettes. Children should not engage in things like this. So, because I see marijuana in the same vein as alcohol. Some people don't, but I do.
Right. They have cases where they're actually trying to, or they're not trying. They are regulating the dosage for children, like children who have certain terminal illnesses. The parents are opting to go natural. For pain.
For their pain.
And so they're not like rolling the blunts for the kids and giving them a blunt to smoke. But they are making cannabis-based products that help them with their pain.
Okay.
And so in those cases, you know, I'm a little bit more open-minded.
Yeah, and that's a little different, what you're talking about.
I have an issue if we give, because I did see a video where there was this like heavyset kid. He was like,
I saw it.
I mean, he was
a baby. He was basically a baby, like a toddler, age 3.
taking it to the head.
He was. I saw that. It was
But
awful.
in that same instance, I have an issue with parents feeding their children McDonald's because there's chemicals in McDonald's that we have no idea how to pronounce, nor do we know the detriment that it's doing on our bodies, let alone their bodies. So I have an issue with chemical dependency, period.
Yeah, so do I. Of any kind. And that includes alcohol, for those who don't think alcohol is in the same vein. It is in the same vein. But we have programmed our society that alcohol is different, and it's not different. And most people don't know the history and don't know about it. At one time, alcohol was seen the way that people are viewing marijuana and any other drugs.
They just figured out how to
So
make money off
they
of it.
Exactly. And you can thank the Kennedys for that. But anywho, we won't get into anything historical
Okay.
on how to make money off of cannabis or marijuana. So, all right, that was a pretty good discussion. We didn't talk about the incarceration issues. We want to go down that route. How how people have been
I'll let Sis
incarcerated.
handle that one because she over there about to have a fit. So
Well,
Okay, go
I
on,
just
Miss
have
Attorney.
I have a big issue with the fact that it's legalized now and people have all of these shops in Colorado. Where is it? It's legal?
Colorado.
California.
And I can tell you a
California.
little bit about that in a minute. Go ahead.
And people have these shops and, they come in with their hipster beard and their hats and their
Blonde hair and dreads.
bun,
Yeah.
And they
But that's
have
everywhere in Colorado, for
and-
everything, not just marijuana.
and they come in and
That's
they're
how they
making all
look.
this money and it's hip and cool.
Right.
Meanwhile, Pookie and Ray Ray got caught.
Life.
Yeah, got caught selling weed. And then they have a record.
Right.
They
And
can't
their
get a
life is-
job. Then they go back in, and now they're basically slaves.
Exactly. So
And so, do we free those people who were locked up because of a crime like selling weed? I mean, like a small crime like selling weed, doing the exact same thing that Josh and Brad are doing in Colorado.
Well, I
all
don't
that
know.
Josh and Brad have been doing before it was legal in Colorado
Right.
on college campuses, but they wore the Abercrombie and Fitch outfit.
Correct. There's a lady by the name of Dr. Alexander or Michelle
Alexander.
Okay.
She's working toward that. She's working. She's doing work in that area
To try to
get
kids
some
out
of
of jail.
the ones that had petty crimes,
Yeah.
like
Because
third
that's
strike
that's a petty crime.
for having an ounce and you got stopped and it was your third time, so you got 15, 20 years in jail, and while everybody else is poisoned or
Three strikes.
Right.
to make
right.
money off of it. So she is working. She has some incentives going on around that now.
Okay.
Now, I'm not talking about the people who are like full crime rings, like a mafia.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
usually,
yeah.
if you have a full crime, weed ain't just what you doing.
Exactly. We're
But
not
do you
talking
know
about that.
there's like over? She had a statistic. I think there's over 30 or 40,000 people. If that were to go through, that would be released from
I could believe it.
prison. Right? Do you
That
not
would
have a
bankrupt these
husband?
companies.
Yeah.
Really, that's what you thought about?
That
You
would-
thought about a husband with that? Okay.
Y'all making me feel bad for telling my
Don't
truth.
feel bad. We just surprised. That's all.
Y'all making me feel bad for telling my truth.
We
I'm
sorry.
just saying. I'm
That's
just
true.
saying.
That's
You
true.
got
We
like
telling the truth.
40,000 men that could be free right now just because they sold a little pie.
Right. And they could have probably, and now they've been in jail and
They like
who
all
knows?
buff and stuff now. And
Oh, she's
see,
into the
you know,
buff. That's a whole.
I'm talking
nother,
about readjusting
that's
the life outside.
oh,
That's what I'm thinking about. Like, we've been in jail.
I guess
for
that is a
while.
form of readjusting to life outside. Having a
I'm just
relationship
saying.
with a young lady.
I'm just saying.
But,
That would be
Well,
a
I'm
lot
glad
of
to
free
hear.
men.
Yeah, that
And
would
these
be-
corporations that run these prisons would be very upset.
Well,
And they're fighting it. They're
of
fighting it
course,
tooth
they're
and
fighting it,
nail.
and they're glad
Yeah.
that they had
And
Trump
Jeff
in.
Sessions.
Yes, they're glad they had those guys in because they're gonna bring in more people
Right.
to work. Obama kind of tried to put the skids on that, but they weren't happy with it because it weren't that many people being arrested.
Yeah, didn't Jeff sign something or sanction the private companies building again?
Yeah, he allowed. Yeah, because I know that the former president said that people couldn't go to federal jail or something like that. They couldn't be convicted of a federal crime when it came to those low level crimes or something like that. I can't remember exactly.
He
so I
opened
better
it back.
stop
I know Jeff opened
But
it.
he
signed
did
some
open
of
it. Yes, he did make it easier for them to incarcerate people. So
What state is this Jeff out of?
No,
Jeff Sessions, he's the attorney general.
the entire.
Oh.
For the
DOJ.
entire, yeah, he's the Department of Justice or the Department of Non-Justice. Just so you'll know. So anyway, we kind of mentioned Colorado.
Justice.
You mentioned Colorado, so I'm gonna tell you my little story about Colorado.
Okay.
So I went to Colorado 2 years, but 2 years ago, it was before I got married, and went on a skiing trip, and we went to Aspen. And so we went to the little downtown area. So I was always intrigued after they legalized it. I wanted to see what the shops look like. So me and my friends, we
This is
went
about to
into
be
several,
good.
we went to several shops. It was amazing. So they were different. You had the one that was like bohemian and the dudes with the ponytails, and they had various. One was set up like a boutique type where they had them in nice, beautiful jars, and you can go and you can smell them. Another shop had where you had treats like brownies and this and that. So it was just amazing. The different types of shops that they had. One of my friends took a picture outside of the shop. I didn't do that, but I did go into various shops just so I could see. And they were offering, would you like to try it? Would you like, I thought, no, I don't want to try. I just wanted to see what it was
I'm
like.
surprised you didn't get contact just from being just.
I didn't. There weren't really anybody smoking in one of them. The one with the bohemian looking people, they had the kind of smell. But, I just was in there enough to look at how they had it set up. So there are a lot of different styles of weed shops in Colorado.
Is
just
there
in
a
Aspen.
weed that burns and smells better?
Yeah, the stuff does stink pretty bad.
It depends on, because they have so many now. They have so many different strands now where it's just not regular weed anymore. You got Reggie, you got Kush, you got Purple Rain.
You know
got
all the names?
No, I don't even
What's
know
a
all the
Reggie?
names.
Yeah, what's a
I don't know
Rain?
what all of them mean.
Okay.
I just
they
know,
just gave them these names.
Yeah, they just
random
it's
names.
a
Google
different.
Reggie. I want to know what a Reggie
Okay,
is.
so Google it and see what. 'Cause it's just a different strain. It's a different way they grow it.
Oh, okay.
So it's
And they grow it to have a better smell?
No, it's not a better smell. They grow it to make it more potent, to make it stronger, to get you higher faster.
Oh, okay.
So
but
I'm
the
about
smell, can they do anything about the smell?
No.
The smell is bad.
I mean,
bet
that's
they
just like
can.
stage. I was embarrassed. Well, I wasn't embarrassed in church, but I was like, in my spirit, I knew somebody had to question it. Okay, so when I'm at home and I'm studying,
Right.
I burn sage.
Right, I remember you saying that.
And so when I opened my Bible today at church,
It smells like sage.
as soon as I opened my Bible, it smelled like sage. And I was like, I know somebody around me probably think this is some good old Reggie, but it's really sage.
Just sage.
I mean, so there's just some you can't really change the smell. It's just it
Where
is what
was
it
I?
is.
I was in a hotel, but I don't remember what trip I was on. I was somewhere, and the whole floor that I was on was weed heaven.
Really?
The entire floor, but I can't remember which one of my trips I was on.
So I'ma tell-
it was when I was in Chicago.
In Chicago?
Oh my God, the whole floor.
So I'm gonna tell my age right now. Back when I was a youngster, they only had one type, and it was just grass. You called it grass.
That's
I want
all
some
I
grass.
remember. Yeah, that's all I remember.
Now
too,
you
back in the day.
you have to tell them in particular. Look, no, I want this or I want that because
Oh, okay.
there's no telling what you get.
Okay.
Did you figure out what Reggie was?
Apparently, it's really strong and it goes straight to the head and it's good for stress.
Oh,
Well, that's all of them.
I was about to say, don't they all kind of
It
mellow
has
you
something
out
about
and make-
THC levels and
Yeah,
quality B plus. It's
THC?
I don't know.
Oh my God.
I just know they grow them different. Like I'm surprised when you went to Aspen, they didn't take you in the back because from my understanding, I haven't been yet.
They didn't take me anywhere. We just were, I guess they figured we weren't serious.
Okay, because
we were just looky and all like giddy
Really?
about the stuff.
I do
all
plan to
silly.
go. Like I want to go, but I need somebody to adult me when I go. I can't go by myself.
What does that mean, adult you?
I need a chaperone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I need a chaperone. I can't go by myself. So, because I don't want anything to happen to me.
Okay.
So, they have like a warehouse, and there's a black lady. She was the first black person to actually get into the market,
Oh,
and
okay.
she's out in Colorado.
She's in Colorado. Well, I can tell you their economy is booming. And
I
a
heard
girl,
their city is
I know
beautiful.
a girl that's from Denver, and she was telling me that her daughter can't even really afford to live there anymore. She's trying to encourage her to move here because of the weed situation. The housing is just out of control.
Everywhere's going up.
Yes.
Let me
so
tell
the
you.
cost of living is going up.
If Texas ever legalizes it, I have the perfect spot in my yard. I'm gonna make me some money. I have a perfect spot. I'm gonna start growing it. Hopefully, Miss Jerry's
they're
cats
gonna
don't
send
come
you
over
to
there and
jail.
eat it.
Is that your neighbor?
Miss Jerry's cats don't eat that. That'd be hilarious if they ate that weed. But if they ever legalize it in Texas, I'm gonna start growing it in my yard, and then I have a
Well,
little.
you can start looking into being a dispensary now. They already have dispensaries here in Texas.
Do they? They must be
Yes.
undercover.
No, look online because when I started seeing the rallies,
Okay.
like they have veterans for cannabis. They have
Well, I'm sure veterans, because they're a lot of pain, a lot of them.
yeah, they have all kind of groups that's for cannabis. They're pushing it, like they're pushing it in the DFW area to legalize it first for medical reasons.
That's gonna be hard with that
AC.
House
yeah.
House and Senate that we have in Texas.
So they have
in Austin. That's
they
gonna
have
be
a
difficult.
company that's in Dallas that sells low level products that already have some level of cannabis in it. It's just so low
Okay.
that it doesn't register. So he's already like opening his shop, waiting.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So this
they
I'm
don't know
waiting
about
too.
this in Austin, huh? They don't know about this?
I don't know.
Because they, doing everything else in Austin to try to.
This is the time to buy into stock cannabis based stock. And I'm just
So
telling
where's
all my
the
folks.
cannabis? How do you find the stock?
Just Google cannabis based stocks.
Okay, and they have that already. Oh yeah, Wall Street gonna make a mint if they ever legalize the stuff nationally. It's gonna make a mint, but it won't happen as long as we have what
they
we have
already
in there
have
now.
medicine that's cannabis based.
And that went through the FDA medicine.
Here, I'm gonna find you one.
Okay, fine.
Yeah,
Come
yeah.
on,
Toxic-
Texas.
toxic
Come on,
money-
Texas.
All right,
Find
so so let's talk about
Our little
which is
shed.
our
Wait,
main.
noted.
You talked about investment opportunities, taxation. We kind of talked about that. What about the effects on us? We've kind of talked about that too, about the effects on the African American community, and whether it's a detriment or not or whatever. It has been a detriment in terms of how they have criminalized it for us. So that was an orchestrated plan.
Oh, yeah, you know.
Okay, that happened back under the Nixon administration, but that's a show for another day to talk about that.
Yeah, I need my notes for that.
Exactly, so I can make sure I tell everything
war on
exactly the way it is.
drugs.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
all an orchestrated situation, the war on drugs. But we won't talk about that. So what do y'all think in terms of the African American community? You think we're gonna, if this becomes a legal thing, do you think we're gonna be behind the 8 ball again with something else
think
that
so.
they legalize?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, if you look at all of the shops and dispensaries, none of us own them. Except for a few. I know it's hard for us to break into it, much like a lot of things. And for what reason, I don't know. Is it kind of like beauty supply stores and beauty supply things where we're kind of blocked out of it because people have their own network already? I think so.
That's what they're doing now.
Yeah, that's what they're doing. So they found a way to legalize it and make money off of it.
Right.
And now it's harder for us to have access to make money off of it also, as opposed to just being consumers. Even though it is, a lot of the rap culture is part of the reason why these kids are interested in learning about it or hear about what smoking weed is.
Well, you would think that some of them would
The rappers?
become.
I know Snoop
the-
has, for sure.
I would hope
He has
as
his
much
own
weed as he smokes. He
strain.
should.
Strain.
Actually, Whoopi Goldberg came out with a line of cannabis-based products that helps
Did she?
women with like menstrual cramps and stuff.
Really?
Oh,
She
I
talked about
didn't
that on
know.
The View?
I don't know if she talked about it on The View, but you can look it up. Here's like 4 stocks
Okay.
that are cannabis-based that you
All
can.
right, this girl sure has shown me some stocks. Well, y'all need to look that up. GW Pharmaceuticals. No, they're not using the word pharmaceuticals. Sure are. Interesting. I'm gonna have to Google that and read it when I'm off the air.
So I think if our mindset doesn't change from consumer or from buyer to seller, then we're gonna miss it. We need to change our mindset. Instead of worrying about buying a sack, how to sell a sack. And I'm not saying sell it illegally. I'm
Right.
saying get your butt on the stock market and invest. And if we don't, then we're gonna miss it again.
Okay. We just, I don't know. I'm at a loss for why we continue to miss things.
You know why. You know why.
Well, I mean,
Who?
even when I this is going to be my thing even in the church audience. You can say whatever you want to say, but are you still going to be broke at the end of the day? I mean, because again, there's scriptures that are pro and there are scriptures that people use, to be con against it. But at the end of the day, does that stop you from investing in the market?
Right.
We invest in a whole lot of things that we don't actually believe in, because if you think about our 401k, we don't actually know. I mean, we can pick these stocks, we can pick these mutual funds, but do we really know what these things are about, what these companies are really about behind it? We don't really know. And I'm not saying that to advocate for myself to invest or not to invest. I'm just saying in general, we don't really know. And we get all on a tangent about things, but and the best example I can give of that is the whole situation with birth control, how when it was allowed in the ACA, for birth control to be paid for, people were in an uproar about my religious conviction or my religious right or whatever, saying that they shouldn't pay for birth control. But all before it was actually spelled out in the ACA, people were paying for birth control. Companies were paying for it through their insurance. But now it's, it has become a problem. So I think that's the same. It's the same type of situation.
Well, I think even beyond investing, as far as having a dispensary and being a seller, I think that a lot of our kids, because we either teach them to be doctors and lawyers, or they just don't have the trust fund to be able to explore learning how to grow weed, making the mistakes, opening a dispensary and it not doing well. They don't have the ability, the flexibility to do something like that. Like I was at a tasting one time, and it was for all kinds of alcoholic beverages. And I met these two guys. They were nice guys. I believe they went to SMU. Is it SMU? I don't want to put them out there like that. Anyway, they were nice guys.
Right, guys. Okay.
They traveled, they went across the globe, and during their travels, they came across these special kinds of tequila
Okay.
and different alcohols. And basically, they're like, hey, let's start like a custom brand of alcohol and sell it based on our experiences abroad. And they're charging like $150 a bottle for some kind of special Russian alcohol or this kind of Japanese alcohol. And it's $150 a bottle. And they just had the freedom to do that. And a lot of times our kids don't necessarily have that.
Right.
So sometimes, so if you fail at a business and that's all you got and you can't call your parents to back you up or to help you out while you're trying to figure it out, or your parents think it's crazy and it's out of the box and they're not going to support you in that, you need to go to school and learn how to be this doctor, this lawyer, this accountant. It's kind of hard to explore and try and fail and start a dispensary.
Right.
A lot
Or
of
any
people,
business,
yeah,
not just
any
right.
business.
Just
We
any
teach our.
business.
Sometimes I feel like we teach our kids to be cubicle clickers as opposed to investors and business owners.
Right.
So I was my pastor is very in tune with business. I thought today that I was doing something by having 6 lines of income. He got up in church today and said he had 28 and all of them were doing good, and I was like,
well, I don't have that many lines of income.
I have a long
I'm
way
behind
to
the
go.
8 ball. I only
Like,
have 6.
I have a long way to go. And so the product that Whoopi is doing, I'm not going to advertise the product in Dallas because we haven't had their permission. But Whoopi's product, if you do a Google search on Whoopi and Maya,
Okay.
you can find her products. And they're geared towards women like for our menstrual cramps and headaches and that kind of thing. And I think I'm getting a headache right now. So I'm gonna
You
look.
think you'll get a headache?
I'm
You
gonna
think
look
you'll
right
get a
now.
headache? But I thought you had glaucoma too.
I got a little shot of glaucoma in my left eye. That's why I wear shades.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I can't ever tell if you're telling the truth or what.
She's not.
I'm like, is she pulling my leg or is she telling like?
Glaucoma.
I'm like, okay, she could have glaucoma. But I
Got a little lazy eye on this side.
I don't know. Anywho, well, so we're almost at the end of the show, and we definitely appreciate you guys tuning in with us today. And hopefully, this discussion has been an eye-opening discussion or provocative or whatever you would like to define it as. So, do you have anything you'd like to say, either of you, to wrap up this discussion about to puff or to pass? That is the question.
I don't have anything against puffing. I'm actually pro puff as long as it is natural. But I just want to stress for our people that we become business minded. Yeah.
Okay.
And I don't care what grown folks do.
Yeah, I mean it's
Puff, pass,
whatever.
whatever. Shoot it. I don't. No, that's horrible. I shouldn't say that.
No,
I
we
almost
don't-
said
we
it,
don't
said
want
it.
'em to shoot,
We
'cause
don't want
we
them to
shouldn't
shoot
be
it.
shooting
Big
marijuana.
up. Puff,
you
pass, whatever you do. Not my business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel the same way about Jordans though. Like I see like all of our kids running around in Jordan, and I'm thinking, have you bought stock in Nike? Like
Well,
we got to change our mentality
exactly,
from
'cause-
being just consumer.
Because all of the tennis shoes, we getting off on a tangent, but anyway, all of the tennis shoes that you bought your kid at $100 and something a pair, you could have saved all that money up and bought a good bit
stock.
of Nike stock if you were interested in Nikes to that degree. So my final words on it is, like I said earlier, I don't think children should be consuming anything, alcohol, marijuana, any type of drugs, because their brains are not fully developed. I think that children need to stay away from those types of things. But if there is some medicine out there for children with some illnesses and it's around cannabis and it's all legalized and all of that, then I don't have any issue with that. For adults, my position is you're an adult, you make your own choices. It's not my job to tell you what you need to do with your life. So that's my position on...
Very neutral and safe position, sis.
Yes, that's my position. Very neutral and safe.
I do have a come get
Position.
your cousins moment for this.
Okay, let's hear it.
Dear peoples, please do not post videos
Yes.
of you with your kids, toddlers, clowning around on video while you're sitting there smoking weed. Please don't do that. Please. Please. I know some people smoke around their kids, but at least don't post a dang video with you
You've
doing
seen
it.
that video? Oh, I haven't seen that video.
I've seen a
but-
few.
Yeah.
You know,
some things we need
Facebook
to
is
just
like
not-
junk mail.
Yeah, it's some things we just don't need to be. We need to remember our children. Your children don't need to know everything that you do or whatever.
We
I
make
just
them grow
don't.
up too fast, doing too much in front of them.
Exactly, I do believe. Well, ladies, this has been an interesting conversation, and I hope that our audience found it interesting and, like I said, provocative or not. We're not sure, but we ask that you check out our Facebook page, The Thread Radio Show. Like us if you have not liked us, and hopefully, at some point before the year is out, all 5 of the hosts will be present. All 5 of our hosts will be present. We give a shout out to Zarali, who's not here today, as well as Lady Coco. She's not feeling well. So shout out to those other hosts. And since Zarali's not here, I'm going to take a few minutes to give our something inspirational. So it's called Don't Just. Don't just learn, experience. Don't just read, absorb. Don't just change, transform. Don't just relate, advocate. Don't just promise, prove. Don't just criticize, encourage. Don't just think, ponder. Don't just take, give. Don't just see, feel. Don't just dream, do. Don't just hear, listen. Don't just talk, act. Don't just tell, show. And finally, don't just exist, live. Amen. Thanks again for everyone tuning into our show today. Hopefully we will see you in 2 weeks. For all those who are mothers, next week is Mother's Day. Be kind, be sweet to your mother. Happy Mother's Day. We are the ladies of the Thread Radio Show, and we will see you soon. Take care.
Hi, bye, Mom.